first sign of a caretaker is that they don't know what they want, even in some little minutia. They've lived so much of their life trying to make other people happy.
And look, even though we lost, at least we gave it our all, right? You feeling all right? Are you upset that we lost? Are you upset about something else? You want to talk about it?
I think I might have failed Pomni.
Ragatha has that quintessential guilt complex, that caretaker personality that cares so much that everything bad has to be at her fault, and she feels this overarching sense of responsibility to all the people in her life. That fear of abandonment is so great that it filters everything around her. Let's go into a little bit of what happened to cause this to Ragatha and what she can do about it, and all of the effects if you yourself might have a guilt complex as well.
Hey, you wanna be on my team?
I'd love to, but, well, I really don't want Kinger to get stuck with Jax.
Well, I could be on Kinger's team. He and I were together once, and it wasn't too bad.
And have me on...
Oh, yeah, just forget I asked. I'll be on Jax's team.
Wait!
So what happens is that if there is something that we seriously worry about, that we fear, and for Ragatha that's abandonment or people not liking her or dealing with conflict, those are the issues that she has to deal with in the digital circus and has to constantly confront herself and those around her with. But you always can tell if it's an actual issue is that if the inception event, the thing that caused it, is very minor and that no one else would really be bothered by it, but for you it is a great bother, a very strong bother, much further than what you actually did, that probably means that there is a psychological reason, a trauma, a worry, a fear that is causing that. And you should work on it. Because the problem is that then you will start to project out these feelings because you will be upset or awkward or ask for confirmation constantly from those around you. And that comes at a cost. Especially the fear that Ragatha has is it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You might ask for confirmation a whole bunch of times, be so worried about offending people that you take things on that you shouldn't, feel guilty, lower your self-esteem, and that can become an issue to the relationships around you, which then could exhaust them, and then you may actually be losing people. But it's not that you did something wrong at the inception, it's that you worried so much about doing something wrong that it overflowed and negatively affect the relationships, because someone constantly giving confirmation can also become exhaustive.
I think I might have failed Pomni. Just like I failed Jax. I try too hard to get on their good side, and then I just end up pushing them away. And then they end up hating me.
And that's what happens, is that you create this story in your head, and any story that you tell enough times, it becomes true. So she's created this feeling, often it's a projection of her own feelings, that she's pushed other people away, and you can become hyper analytical about all of the minutiae, but you interpret it as you've offended them or you've hurt them. They might just be tired that day, but you might interpret that as they're pushing you away and they're done with you, or you're annoying, or you said something weird. But then because you're so worried about losing them, you might claw even harder to get closer to them, which then does maybe become too much, and then they might push away, and then you actually feel it, and then because they pushed away, you try to gather more quickly, and you can see how this can unravel really quickly. And so what Kinger is doing is really important. You want to be able to evaluate, is this true or is this just my fear? Now, fears are real. They are real feelings, but that doesn't mean that they're based in reality. Just because you feel you have failed someone, it doesn't mean you actually have. It just means that that is something that you strongly worry about because you care so much.
Well, I don't think anyone in here hates you.
Jax does!
Like, that's just Jax. Jax hates himself, and then he just projects it out on the world around him. And I would actually say that Jax doesn't. He just wishes that he does, and he uses that to push other people away. You can take a look at my Jax video for that.
Gangle and Subal don't ever talk to me, and Pomni probably won't after today either.
See, the don't ever talk to me. How do you know that it's an anxiety speaking? You're going through an anxiety spin. It's when you speak in ultimate terms, in definitive terms. Always, never, all the time. Whenever you speak in black and white terms, those are almost always lies.
She came to me wanting to be on my team. I said no.
I like actually that Kinger just listened. He just let her vent. I think that for Kinger, he understands that that's what she needed. She just needs to get it out, which is also really important. Sometimes people may be coming to you with a problem, but they don't want the problem solved. They want to be heard and validated and listened to. And sometimes saying something out loud changes the way that you look at it. I would say it's even better to write it down, but having someone that is empathic and affirming and will listen to you, that can be really helpful also.
I said no. Oh, why did I do that?
Like she doesn't have a right to say no, even for whatever reason that might be. A lot of times saying no, one, takes a huge show of friendship that she trusts Pomni enough to say no. That actually shows a sign of how close they really are. But two, she fears that even saying no once could be enough to make people abandon her. And so for people that have abandonment fears, that's what they're going through. They're constantly hoping not to do something to offend, to be too different, to be too weird, or to cause a confrontation that might make you lose people. And that is something that you want to work on, because you can then squeeze people so tight that they don't have space to breathe. And sometimes everyone needs a little bit of space to breathe.
Maybe you just needed a break. It sounds to me like you put a lot of pressure on yourself to be there for everyone, and when you're not, you beat yourself up for it.
Which I think is a beautiful analysis. It is something that for people that are caretakers or have guilt complexes, that person that has been that parentified child or that had all the responsibility onto them often feels responsible for things that are even not theirs to be responsible for, and can often spend so much time worrying about it. If you are constantly going through the conversations and the relationships in your life over your head to try to control them and stop bad things from happening, this might be something that you, like Ragatha, may need to work on.
You said you failed Pomni. Why do you feel that way?
Beautiful question that allows her to analyze it and look if it's critical and accurate or just an emotional response in how she feels, but not accurate.
I don't know. I feel like every day we're drifting further apart. Like she's seen through all my tricks and doesn't trust me anymore. Before I know it, she'll be a different person. One who doesn't even want me around.
The way that she analyzes herself, she sees all of her wants and needs as being tricks or manipulative. The way that she even looks at herself and wanting someone and wanting to keep someone, would you really put that as tricks? Now, sometimes, yes, we are so needy that we put things in place so that people will be able to be with us. But that's just normal human behavior. We all do that. But the way that Ragatha looks at herself is these are negatives and things that will push other people away. Probably she's been through experiences in her life before, perhaps when she was young, where that's actually happened and left her with some scars. Or maybe she remembers one of her parental figures saying, "You're too much, you're too emotional, you're too needy," and try to stop that. You're being a baby. And these words, even when we're older, continue to play, even though we might have gotten rid of all of those behaviors because we're so worried that those will push people away. I love this because of the metaphor of here they are outside of the fishbowl. We talk about when you are inside of your own mind sphere, that fishbowl, that it's hard to see things clearly, that you need to look from the outside in order to analyze things so that you're accurate. You want to be accurate with the world around you and yourself and your skills and your weaknesses. So to give yourself weaknesses that are not yours is just as maladaptive as being full of yourself and believing that everything that you do is good. You just want to be honest so that you know what you bring to the table and you know what you can do with it.
The way I see it, relationships are two-sided, and sometimes it doesn't make sense to do all the heavy lifting when the other isn't in the mood.
Kinger, like, come on, this kind of words of wisdom. Look at Kinger bringing it.
We all go through and deal with things differently, and sometimes you just need to let people do things their own way, as long as you're still there when they need you.
And I would add that sometimes you can't be, and that's okay too. We all have a certain capacity. We all have strengths and weaknesses. We all are imperfect, and you need to be able to come to terms with that, not to hate yourself for who you are. That doesn't mean don't try to be a better person, but don't beat yourself up, especially if you didn't mean to do it maliciously. Learn from the things that you did wrong, try to do better, and accept yourself even for your flaws.
I don't even know what I want.
The first sign of a caretaker is that they don't know what they want, even in some little minutiae. They've lived so much of their life trying to make other people happy. They've always given up on their thoughts, their wants. They may not even know what color they like to wear or what restaurant they like to eat at, because they've been spending so much of their time trying to analyze what everyone else around them wants, that they lose parts of their self-identity, and they may not even know what they want to drink or the things that make them feel happy in the moment at hand.
I just want everyone to be happy. And I don't want people to hate me.
Do you hate yourself?
Oh, Kinger is such a wonderful therapist in this moment. These questions that are you projecting this out because this is how you inwardly feel? Do you think everyone else hates you because you don't love you, that you're not deserving of it, or that you shouldn't be loved? Or if they truly knew who you are, you have to do these tricks to try to trick people into liking you because you don't think that you're actually likable for who you actually are. And so I think that those two pieces really hit the nail on the head with how Ragatha views herself. And the problem is that how you view yourself is what you are going to create in the world around you.
I hated myself. I couldn't help but hate myself for the things I thought I was responsible for. I thought I'd lost everything. But then you showed up, and my outlook just changed.
That's so sweet. One is that self-disclosure, him sharing a little part of himself, stopped Ragatha from feeling ashamed. And two, it let her know this is transient. It's not something that's going to be forever. She can change also. But I like the key to it is that her presence, her positivity, her care is actually one of the things that helped Kinger get out of his own self-hatred and desolation. And sometimes we are unaware of the effect that people around us have on us. And so to hear it, especially when someone is saying it in a way that is very genuine, can be this wonderful change that Kinger sees her as someone completely different than she sees as herself.
You need to look out for yourself in all this, too.
I don't get it. So often nothing you say makes any sense, but then you have these moments where you... I don't know. How do you do that? How have you been around for so long?
I guess I just have a resilient mind.
Probably also when we do the video on abstraction, we can go a little bit more into why I think Kinger has been around so long and how he protects himself from all of the trauma that he's been going through, for the things that work and the things that don't work. But that thought of when Kinger said she should also look out for herself, that is that part of the caretaker that you need to care for yourself. And you should not be at the bottom of your list. A lot of people will exhaust themselves to make everyone else happy because they're so worried of losing people or being alone or not being good enough. And they put so much responsibility on everything that they do. They're analyzing everything, every single detail. And that can be so exhausting. But also, it lowers your self-esteem because if you felt like you truly had value to bring to the table, looked at yourself more accurately, you wouldn't think that you had to constantly be the one carrying every load in every relationship that's around you. If you are looking to expand your mind and stave off your own abstraction, look no further than the mini courses offered to make yourself brilliant at brilliant.org. Learn, enhance, grow with Brilliant's ever-expanding set of new courses. Brilliant makes college-level courses available to help you be as smart as you can in our digital world. Each course is designed for high-velocity learning that helps you stay focused and reach your goals so you will not be the last one to the circus. And Brilliant.org makes learning like a game, like you're in the circus playing Kane's games. So if you are at home or on the go, Brilliant has fun features that let you challenge yourself, compete with others so that it never gets dull. And we know that when learning is more fun and engaging, it actually makes the learning, that knowledge, stick better. So you will remember more easily and for a longer period of time. And Brilliant has thousands of lessons from math, chemistry, physics, engineering, computer science, and so many more, with new courses being added monthly. So far, I've done their courses on logic, algebra, geometry, and I found them really engaging. You can reach concrete learning goals in just 15 minutes a day. No one can tell me they don't have 15 minutes a day to help expand your mind. Learning every day helps keep your mind active, and that is something that we should all make as a habit. Concrete problem solving and mental flexibility will be good for your brain's health. And Brilliant's enjoyable and interactive, which is my favorite part as a visual hands-on learner. And it's at the pace that you want to learn, so there's no pressure. It's made for you whether you are 13 or 113. Brilliant has something for you. So learn for free. Just head on over to brilliant.org/GeorgiaDow, scan the QR code on the screen, or click on the link in the description. And if you want more, you can get 20% off of an annual premium subscription for unlimited daily access to all that Brilliant has to offer. Clicking on that button really does help out this channel, so thank you so much, and thank you to brilliant.org for supporting this video. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. So those are some of my thoughts towards Ragatha and her guilt complex. You can let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below.